You're watching the #1 college television station in the state of West Virginia, BCTV, Bethany College Television, the home of the Bison.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Bison Roundup. I am Carlo Guadagnino. Alongside me is A.J. Brettell, who we're actually starting a little earlier today because he got his hair done on time, and so I'm pretty happy for that. Your hair looks great. It looked great last week. I'm not saying anything against it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
But I know that was a little problem getting here. There's a lot of traffic.
A lot of traffic.
Hair traffic, we're going to call it.
And a lack of water.
Yeah, that was a big problem early in the week.
Yeah, definitely. Wasn't fun.
Late in the week, we'll recap Saturday's games. Bethany's women lost to W&J, pretty much locking up an 8th place seed.
Yes.
They will play tonight, which is Monday, so we won't. This is obviously being pre-recorded. You're going to see this later on in the week, so we don't have the scores for that. But Bethany travels to St. Vincent tonight, Monday, to play in the play-in game, and then the winner of that will play the #1 team in the nation, Thomas More, down in Thomas More, down there in Kentucky. So. Let's start with your recap on the girls' game. What did you see?
Well, I mean, W&J's women team, you know, they've been really good for years now, and the score was 80-68. Mm-hmm. So the Bison did get beat. I thought Darty had a very good game. I mean, a season high 28 points and 10 rebounds. I think it was finally what we kind of harped on it a little bit, saying that, you know, she second chance, second, third chance, fourth chance. She took a lot. There were a lot of hard shots, a lot of hard-earned points with the and ones, and she was solid from the foul line. She was aggressive. I thought the most impressive thing was, and we talked about it during the broadcast. Sammy and I did. Michaela Tipton, who didn't really get on the score sheet, and she had herself, I think, five points. Yes.
But the things that go unnoticed, which is kind of the takeaway that we get from some of the guys on the men's side, and we'll actually have a men's basketball guest as they won, so they're the 3 seed. They'll be playing on Tuesday against Teal, but you see a lot of the stats that don't show up in the stat sheet. That's kind of what Michaela brings, and I thought it was even more on display on Saturday.
Yeah, one thing that Ian and I touched on as well during game day was the one thing was it was senior day. So, you know, they had the big write-up about her in the program, and they had a quote from Coach Upton saying that she was hands down the top 5 players that she'd ever coached on and off the court. And she went on to talk about it's those stats like you're talking about that don't show up on the score sheet, that she does so much for the team inside the locker room, at practice, in the classroom. She just was an overall leader.
Well, not only that, some very interesting comments. We're not going to get into them, but some very interesting comments made by Coach Upton at the end of the game. Kind of, I think, trying to spark her team, letting her team know that she's 100% behind them, and it was definitely from my standpoint on being all the stuff that we do. Her comments just kind of
it was one of those things.
Moving on to the guys, the men came away with and who did they beat? We said it last week on the show.
Oh,
we predicted it.
It's the 1 in 24 now.
Presidents.
Yes.
Yeah, those guys they got out of the way. For those of you that don't know, the W&J Presidents are 1 in 24 in basketball. It was not a good year for them. It was a rebuilding year, I would say.
My question, I'm might as well just ask you now because I meant to ask you the other day and I forgot about. What was up with they had a bench of like 10 people all just dressed up? Were they all injured? Did they just decide like they were?
Khalid, do we have an answer?
Didn't feel like playing. They had a 6-man roster, but they had like 20 guys on their bench, and they were just in street clothes.
I saw a lot of street clothes. Yeah. I saw one guy on the bench. They had a one-man bench. Yeah. It was a 6-man roster.
More street clothes than uniforms.
Yeah. I think let's just recap it. Liam Davis starts off the first half with the huge one-handed dunk. And Javante Trujillo in the second half gets himself a one-handed dunk. Almost got the second one. I got fouled on the way up. I thought he was going to have it, though. But it was just a dominating performance up and down. And a great performance, I think, going into the playoffs.
Yeah, the one thing about this game that kind of showcased everything what this team's about is the fact that, yeah, you have people who are more so a leader than others, but they have a ton of people to score points, get rebounds, and they just are so diverse with their depth on the team. I mean, coming off the bench, their starters, I mean, they've multiple people who can be a starter technically.
Well, and we will have Kalik Jones will sit down with me later on in the show. We're going to have the PTI segment coming up next. We're going to actually take a break real quick so you can get some water before I yell at you.
Yeah, I'm going to need a drink because I have a lot to say to you.
That's fine. Well, we'll be back right after this.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. This is a serious problem, but one we can solve. Visit feedingamerica.org to help. Together we can solve hunger. Together we're feeding America.
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation. You're resigning? Why? You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. Oh, I forgot. I'll do better. Please don't quit on me.
Don't let your heart quit on you. Get your uncontrolled high blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late.
Hey, this job looks perfect. It says you need people skills?
Check.
Driver's license?
Check.
And a high school diploma. You've got one of those, right?
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
I got that.
You are good to go.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to to PTI.
Yeah.
We're here on Bison Roundup. Carlo Guadagnino, A.J. Brettell. First topic. Louisville, Pitt and Louisville. When is this game tonight?
Yes.
So today, Monday, so obviously you guys already know the score, so my argument might be irrelevant, and his argument might be irrelevant. But one of us is going to have to fix this at the next week's show on Monday. One of us is going to have to say the other one was right, which it'll be him. But go ahead.
Yeah, I will be the one right.
Go ahead. Tell me.
Okay.
Go ahead. Tell me about
Tell
me about Jamie Dixon and his great Pitt Panthers.
I'll make it short and simple. Peterson Event Center is not an easy place for ranked teams. For some reason, it's the ranked teams. It's the really good ones to come
we've been
into
hearing the same Pitt arguments
and beat
since the
Pitt.
Carl Krauser days.
Okay.
Nobody can come into the Peterson Event Center and beat us.
We continue
The
to do it.
zoo.
We continue to do it. So it continues to be done and done. It's happened this year already. I mean, Pitt plays better at home in the zoo.
No.
And
No.
I think Louisville will come in and struggle.
No. That's no. I'm not even justifying you with an answer because your whole argument is based off of the Peterson Event Center, which we've been hearing since Carl Krauser was there.
Donuts?
Donuts. Well, he hasn't brought us donuts.
Yeah.
Next topic. Gronk and his family-sponsored party cruise versus the recent troubles over the past year of one Johnny Manziel. Again, you want me to start?
Go
All
ahead.
right, so 23-year-old kid fresh out of college who, when he was in college, he was the youngest Heisman winner. Has everything. He wants anything, they're going to get it for him because he's the best. He's the best player there. You put him in the worst football city ever, and you expected that he wasn't going to do anything like go out and party in his free time. But then you got this goofball over here, Gronk, who can go on stage shirtless, drunk and belligerent, and he's just a lovable teddy bear.
It keeps the NFL
because Gronk is one Super Bowl.
It keeps the NFL around during the offseason. I mean, what other offseason talk to you? What other than players going from team to team? I mean, Gronk makes it fun. He's like, hey, this is my time to enjoy myself. I'm going to get drunk and go party.
It's not fun. It's because he's a kid.
Gronk's established himself.
Gronk has been doing this since he was in college.
Yeah.
All right, Heath Miller retiring from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I feel you have a stance on this. We talked about it before.
I think it's definitely going to hurt them. I think it might actually hurt them a little more than they think. He was kind of the go-to guy in the red zone, especially. I mean, yeah, now when you have threats like Antonio Brown stuff, it makes things a little different. But still, he was just that really big target that could, get in the middle and catch touchdown passes. And it was hard to tell because there were so many injuries last year, but I think he should have stuck around. Same kind of as the James Harrison argument I made last week before, whatever that was.
And now he's back. He is back on the team. He's
all I'm saying is I think it would be worth him staying an extra year because I think the Steelers have a chance to win it all.
I think the Steelers have a better chance with an 11-year younger Heath Miller and Jesse James, the tight end from Penn State, who came in when Heath was hurt and dominated, doing the same thing to the point where the people in Pittsburgh were chanting Heath when he caught a pass. So, do I think that the Steelers... Well, do I think the Steelers are in trouble? No. But do I think Heath leaving is going to hurt them? Yes. Anthony Davis scored 59 points and had 20 rebounds to become the third player in NBA history to do such, joining Shaq and Chris Webber.
Yes.
Not as impressive. I mean, it's impressive that he did it on Andre Drummond. He's one of the best defenders in the league. But it's not as impressive when you talk about, Shaq did it against an aging Dikembe Mutombo, an aging Hakeem Olajuwon, but he also had to do it against people like Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, KG. I mean, the list goes on of actual established big men. Same thing for Chris Webber. Anthony Davis is the biggest guy on the court, other than when he has to play against, that LeBron guy who's a linebacker running around.
DeMarcus Cousins got some beef on him.
All right, well, go ahead. Tell me how good
I think it's impressive. I mean,
this is the same guy. Wait. Let's remind you guys, this is the same guy that didn't want to see the All-Star game go to 200 points. He wanted to see some defense played. Now he's okay with somebody scoring 59 points.
Well, this isn't the All-Star game. There's actually defense being played, so it is a feat to be proud of. I mean, were you impressed by Kobe's 81 against the Raptors when they were that bad?
Yes. Yes, I was.
Why are you not proud of
because Kobe almost made it to 100.
All right. Last
but not least, probably the biggest stain on Major League Baseball, Barry Bonds, who was quoted as saying that not only does he believe he is a Hall of Famer, it's unquestionable, undoubtable. He knows that he is a Hall of Famer, and I'll let you tell me about how good Barry Bonds is.
I mean, I'm just gonna have to agree. He leads the MLB all time in home runs. He wasn't bad in the field. I mean, he was actually rather good when he was younger. I mean, yeah, he gets in a little trouble here and there, and why wouldn't he be?
Okay, first off, let's talk about those younger years where he was good in the field. Because I'll bet you some of the viewers at home remember the Pittsburgh Pirates versus Atlanta Braves when Sid Bream came with one leg and crutched around second and third and crawled home, and the ball that Barry Bonds threw still hasn't reached home plate. So there's the first thing. Second thing is, has he ever won a World Series? He got San Francisco there. Did he win? And why didn't he win? There were two major errors that Barry Bonds made in that series that cost his team the game. And not only that, but you brought up that he is the all-time home runs hitter. You know that guy, Henry Aaron? He didn't need steroids. This guy ran around for years saying, I never took steroids, I never took steroids, I never took steroids. And then all of a sudden, now when the federal government got involved and said, hey, your name is on this list and this list and this list, and we're going to send you to jail. Oh, I took steroids, but I didn't know. I didn't know I was taking them. Well, now you look at Barry Bonds, the coach, and his head starting to shrink back to that size of it was in '94 when he was with Pittsburgh, not '96 when he was with San Francisco and he became a bubble. You know, him and Mark McGuire had the biggest, walking around with like Pierce and Barnes out there. A little bit of Conover in both of them, just. But no, hands down. If T.O.'s not in the Hall of Fame for football, Barry Bonds shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame for baseball. If Pete Rose isn't in the Hall of Fame for baseball, Barry Bonds shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
We'll have to wait to see. I think
they don't put Shoeless Joe in, and Shoeless Joe batted .309 in the World Series, and they said he threw the game. No.
Calm down, buddy.
Barry Bonds upsets me. He's no.
Don't you have an interview coming up?
Yeah, oh yeah. We got an interview coming. We'll be back with Cleet Jones right after this.
When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George. Learn the signs of a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Spot a stroke fast.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
So shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
The odds of winning 7 Grammy Awards? 1 in 1.4 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I'm Toni Braxton. Learn more at autismspeaks.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am Carlo Guadagnino. You are watching Bison Roundup. First guest of the semester, Cleet Jones, joining us. Sophomore guard. Am I right on that?
Yes, sir.
Sophomore guard from the men's Bethany basketball Bison. Wow, I said that all types of goofy, but you know that's kind of what happens.
It happens.
It's been a rough day. It's been a rough day. Cleet, let's talk about first off, Coach Hager. Whole new program comes in. When did he get? He got hired in midsummer, right?
Yeah, around July into the April, around that area.
So, give us a little bit about kind of the difference now in the.
I want to start. Let's say from Coach Sachs. You know his old types of ways.
Yeah.
Arguing, stomping. Yeah, that's a big difference now because Coach Hager is not really like that. He doesn't really like to yell a lot. He'll yell when he needs to, but he won't have to yell. He doesn't stump. He's just very calm and assertive. He's a great coach, great guy. You know, his program, he wants everybody. It's like a defensive kind of program that I want to say. Yeah, I mean, all the guys are bought in. Yeah, he helps us a lot every day of practice. We get better each day, every day, just defensively, offensively. It doesn't matter. We just get better every day as a team. And from that point on, his like mojo is just
contagious. I mean, it just kind of it builds and it builds and it builds.
Yeah,
and we kind of see what happened Saturday. Where now that leads me into my next question. Kind of recap Saturday, an emotional day. You know, with Alan, Darian, and Yuki. Kind of not their last home game, but what could have been their last home game. Kind of talk about that. And what you guys were going through.
For the seniors, you know, they've been through a lot. Al, Darian, Yuki, they all great guys. You know, I love each and every last one of them. You know, they taught me a lot as well as me teaching them. And they're leaders for it. Like there are leaders on the team because they're seniors. You know, that's their job. They need to lead the team. But it was very emotional because, I mean, in 2 years I'm gonna be there. That's gonna be my thing. And I'm not really waiting for that right now. But you know, they did a lot. They fought a lot. You know, Al, great player. He had his games where he's been scoring crazy, playing D and stops. Darian, defensive person. He's a defensive minded guy. I remember my favorite highlight for Darian was when I downed him last year. Then he banged on 2 guys
Yeah.
in Geneva, the playoff game.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. And Yuki, man, we go at it every day at practice. We actually be laughing at other guys who be going at it too, because we used to be chilling all the time. But yeah, I mean, it was very emotional for that. But on the other side, that game really meant a lot to us. Like, we needed to come out with a bang. We needed to show the league that we grew as a team more than we did last time. Like, we had a little bad off. Like, we had a couple of games where it was just we only won or lost by the margin of 5 points. And
well, the 2 most recent losses, I mean, you have Westminster, you lose by 2.
Yeah.
Ball in Bethany's hands with the chance to win at the end of the game. And it happens again a week later at Grove City. Yeah. Pretty much same situation. 10 seconds left to go, and you lose by 2. But I think the statement that was made was that the 2 teams, Grove City's above you, and they got 2, one at home and one on the road. St. Vincent should be scared. Yeah. If we're just being honest, I mean, you went to their place where they're the number 1 team coming in. They're supposed to blow you out. I think they beat you by 7. It might have been a little bit more. Actually, I don't think it was. I think it was 6. Was actually, and then they come here and it's not even close. It wasn't even a contest. I mean, it was, and that's over 8 games, just playing with each other continuously. So this week now, playoffs start. For you guys, that'll be tomorrow. You'll have your first game here against Teal. That'll be Tuesday. So that when this is seen, you guys will hopefully be playing at home because Grove City lost, and we're hosting another tournament game. But we'll just kind of talk about Teal and what we can expect for that.
Yeah, we split 1-1 for games. We beat them at home by, man, the margin wasn't even in existence. It wasn't too bad, but it was around 15. We beat them by around that much, and then we went to their court and we lost by 4. I mean, they just wanted it more than us. At the time, we came out flat. We didn't understand. We was just it's a walk in the park.
Because we beat them by 15. Yeah. So I mean,
so guys, it was not easy for guys to just get into the flow, because I mean they was just we already got this. But once you got a team, once you made your statement and you're getting there to being number 1, and we were at the time we were 2. They was just, oh yeah, we about to beat them.
Yeah,
they were at our home court. We got a nice little crowd. They're gonna feed into it. We're just gonna play D and just get this W. So that happened. And for the playoff picture, this is how it would go. So since we are 3rd, we will play tomorrow. And if we win that game, we'll play Thursday. And depending on if Grove City wins or not, we'll either play at Grove City, but if they lose,
whoever
we'll
beat them would come here. Obviously, they'd be the low seed.
And then after that, we'll play Saturday at either St. Vincent or whoever they play.
Well, the first episode that we did this semester, you said, I want to sign the basketball. So we were going through it. So we're at the end of the interview segment. So there you go. I want to thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Good luck. Tell the rest of the guys good luck from everybody at Bison Roundup and the game day crew. So we want to make sure that. And special thanks to everybody again. And we'll be back. AJ and I'll be back in about 10 seconds. So see you later.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bison Roundup coming to an end again. We'll be. I think this is the last show before spring break. Might be the second last show.
Yeah,
we'll have a show.
We have one next.
One more
week.
week. I'm gonna say we go casual for that week.
Ooh.
You know, Sprowls, is that all right?
Flowered
Beach shirts.
Flowered shirts.
Beach shirts.
Yes, beach shirts.
I got, and it's a white beach shirt. And Professor Yankees at Gamble will be in love that I'm in a white beach shirt, not a black shirt. So.
Flowers, big sunglasses.
I don't know if I'm doing the big sun. I might be able to pull some sunglasses out. Yep. Anything? Final thoughts? To start thanking the folks.
Yeah, I mentioned it in the PTI segment. Look out for my Panthers.
All right. Well, we're not even going to acknowledge that statement because that's not relative. They're playing a team that's not even going to be allowed in the tournament because they self-imposed a ban on themselves.
Doesn't make them any worse.
You know, they slapped them on the hand. All right. Well, thank you to Lamont. Thank you for running camera. Erik Sprowls doing what Erik Sprowls does. Emmett, Khalid, our sound guy, Marley, and Marlin. You got to speak up. It's hard over here to hear everything. Khalid Jones for being on the show. It's always a pleasure to argue with you.
Yeah,
it's good that we have this calm down moment at the end.
Yeah, I'm a little winded after that one.
We want to also thank the Drehorse Foundation for everything that they do for the Bethany Communications Department and everybody involved in the Bethany Communications Department, for everybody here at Bison Roundup. We'll see you next week. Casual.
Hawaiian shirts.